Hunters, we are back for this podcast thing, in which I haven't been around for a very long time, it seems. My last guest was Farmstrong Toby Valentine, which is now Toby St. John. You feel free to go back and watch that from years ago. It wasn't years, it was 2 years ago. But anyway, I am wearing my dressing gown because I'm freezing. So anyway, back to my guest. Well, to my guest at this time. He is the new No Mercy Wrestling Combat Legacy Champion, the heartbeat of professional wrestling, Kenny Mantra.
Hi, punters. How's it going? I saw your thing.
Yeah, they can't say anything back to you, just so you know. But yeah, I mean, it's good to see you, man. It's been a while since I last seen you.
Yeah, I know. I can't remember the last time I saw you. It was a show. I know that much.
Yeah, no, WS one, I think. I don't know.
One of
Oh,
the bennies.
you got gold. I've got gold as well. Me and Big D are two-time RWS champion. Woo! Absolutely lost all
Congratulations.
about belts, but that doesn't matter.
I'm a one-time legacy champion for No Mercy.
That's good, man. Well, we will discuss more about that later on in the
1,000%.
interview. It's my first time doing it again. I'm shitting it. Well, we can swear on here as well. I forgot to mention that. So, Mantra, I've got one question for you. This is the cheesy bit. My wife downstairs gonna be like, "Oh my god, are you ready?"
Yeah.
No, I said, "Are you ready?"
Yeah.
Then, for the I can't remember my line while I say, for the punters at home and the dozens and dozens who's gonna be watching this. Oh, let's get ready to rumble! It would get better in time. So, you've been on here before, back in 2020, when this whole COVID malarkey started, which is nuts to think because you was on with Nephilim, Nathan, whatever his name is, still don't know what he's called. And a lot of things have changed for you. I've seen you progress and you're progressing really well, to be honest. There was a few moments where you dipped a little bit, gonna be honest, but now you're bringing yourself back up clearly. And it's fantastic to see because I've always thought you've had potential. And it's, like I said, it's good to see. So, what's changed between the mantra before COVID and the mantra after COVID?
That's a tough question to go off straight away. Um, I mean, before COVID, I was uh so I'd say that my mindset wasn't in the right place before COVID and even during COVID. Obviously, I was training with KPW at the time, and then unfortunately after COVID, they shut the doors. And I've always said with KPW, they obviously helped me get started with the wrestling journey. So I've always said I couldn't thank Andrew enough for that, just for getting me to start to pave the road for me, if you say. Um, but then obviously coming out of lockdown, then I had a complete different mindset for wrestling. Obviously during COVID, like a lot of people, I put on quite a bit of weight. So that was one of the first things I wanted to tackle down, was try and get into some of the best shape I could. With this year possibly being in the best shape of my life. Just because I really wanted to look the parts a bit more, because before I was quite skinny and I didn't have any bulk. I'm not saying I got loads of bulk now, but
There's an
it's a lot
improvement you
more.
can see, yeah.
Yeah, like if you look from pictures back from 2019, like I've had people tell me before that I didn't look healthy. So the weight loss was definitely a big thing for me, like especially this year the most. Because I keep having the same thing. I lose weight. I think like, yeah, I'm cool. I look good. And then I put the weight back on. Then I'll be like, for fuck's sake, I put the weight back on, lose it again. And like, it's just an endless cycle. But for this year, I've tried to really tackle it down a bit more. And the wrestling side of it as well. Like after COVID, I wasn't training as much as I wanted to. when No Mercy opened up the school, I was doing 3 sessions down there, just working on the moveset and everything. But yeah, my head got switched on a bit more after COVID, especially this year. This year, I think I'm definitely in the prime of my career. Like, I've gone back to training. I've started working on myself a lot more. Like, I just wanted to work harder than I have in the however long I've been wrestling for. I think, especially after COVID, I wanted to really show everyone like why I deserve to be wrestling in the first place. And yeah, I just think a lot's changed since COVID, and I definitely got my head switched on now.
Yeah, I completely 100% agree as well. Like I said just before I asked you the question, like there was a bit of a dip as well after when we all come back from lockdown. There was a bit of a dip for you, wasn't there? Let's be honest. But again, you're coming back. You come back fighting, and you can clearly see it. The matches you've been having lately, like at No Mercy, RWS, and all that. You can see that you are improving, man. It's like I said, it's really good to see. So, you was always the baby face in wrestling, as far as I was aware. Before lockdown. So, me and you had a bit of a feud in RWS, which I would say it's probably you made me work my best. I would say personally. And since we stopped feuding, it's just whatever now, isn't it? With me, it's just what I don't give a fuck anymore. I do, but so
You hearing this now?
Sorry,
Said Lewis, are you hearing this now?
no,
It's a call back to our first episode.
Yeah, great. If we get fucking cancelled, great. So, you started being a heel for whatever reason, in layman's terms, a bad guy, and you created this cult, if you will, this faction, and it only came out when you was against me. What was that about? Because me, as far as I was aware, like the first time we wrestled, it's just me and you one-on-one. The second time, this faceless cult member thing popped up out of nowhere when he decided, when he figured out how to get out under the ring. What was it about? What went on there?
Tactics.
Yeah.
Short and simple. No, I think the going beyond like the whole feud, I wanted the cult to be kind of something different than not a lot of other people were doing, because you see all these different wrestling factions all the time. And I kind of didn't want to go down the same path with it. So I tried to be as unique as possible especially with the cult. And then when the idea for the faceless cult member came up, and I was like, yeah, that's something we got to do. Like having this mass figure just being on the outside for my matches, like
Being a prick.
for me, he is, yeah. But that's the thing, no one knows who he is, so we'll never know. But just having someone like that, especially as a heel, just like instant heat for me. Like sometimes I go out and I don't need to say anything. It's just instant heat for me. Because I know as soon as they see me and I haven't got a mask on me, I would have shown you one otherwise. The little faceless cult member, they just knew instantly, like, oh, this guy he's a dick. But yeah, I just wanted to do something different, especially with the cults. Because the story keeps changing with the cult as well. Like obviously we had at one time we had me, the Faceless, Nephilim, and CV Jones on the cult. At the minute, it's just me. There's negotiations with the Faceless to get him back in. But at the minute, the cult is just straight Kenny Mantra.
Yeah. So Faceless is coming back then. I thought I thought I had that. But thanks for the heads up.
If the time's right for Faceless to come back, then we'll see what happens. Other than it's all about strategy and what works best for Kenny Mantra, especially with the cult.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. I can respect that. I learned to respect you after we had that whole feud. Like I said, I feel you brought the best out of me, and it was for the title, West Country title, right, which I still have downstairs because I did retire during my time, and I decided to come back. And
retired with the belt, and then kept the belt forever and came back.
Yeah, so if anyone's listening and they want to be a wrestler, that's how you do it. That's how you keep belts. You see, you would just retire and then you come back when you've
I
got.
am retiring with the No Mercy Championship. Yeah, when I
So
come back in a month.
yeah, he might come back at the next No Mercy show. Yeah, but we'll speak about all that in a minute. So obviously, yeah, the cult thing kind of fizzled out a little bit now, and elsewhere, VCW, you are teaming with Sammy Philips, known as VK. So what's it like teaming with Sammy Philips? Because I know you've known him for a long time. You know, I know you two have trained together. Um, yeah. So what's your thoughts on Sammy Philips and teaming with him?
I Sammy Fit, I love the guy.
It's
We
annoying.
we met. He is sometimes, but I think that's what makes him funny.
Yeah.
Um, we met him. Oh, sorry, I met him even. Um, just before COVID struck in 2020. So it was just after the VCW show, which I can't remember the name of. Um, I think it was just called Live Wrestling at the time. I faced Mikey Fine at the show. So that was the first time I met Dan properly, because I've gone back, watched old matches, and I see he's in the crowd, and he was a bit of a dick, didn't interact with me or anything. Um, but yeah, so I met him just before COVID struck after the VCW show. And we just kind of kept talking through COVID, and I don't know, from there we just became really close, like quite quick, because for me it takes me a kind of while to start to open up to people.
Yeah.
So like the fact that we kind of opened up to each other so quickly was for me quite special. And then obviously after COVID hit, we still tried to keep the wrestling going. Um, with the KPW school closing down, like I would try and give him advice and try and like show him how to do some of the basic wrestling stuff. Which I'll always say that I can't give someone the wrestling experience as much. Like I've learned, just because obviously the people I've learned from and all that. So I try to give him the best of my knowledge that I could. And like, if you ask Sammy, he said to me those times that he's thankful for what I did for him after COVID, because it definitely helped, again, pave the road for him to start him getting off in the wrestling. But the whole VK thing, we were asked by a promotion if we wanted to tag together. Um, and we was like, yeah, okay, yeah, let's do it. And things kind of fizzled out between that, but we were kind of still teasing it, like we still wanted to make this work somehow. So we kind of came up with all these different ideas. Like we originally called, well, there was, before we called ourselves VK, there was multiple names in the works. So originally, the original name for VK was Violence Club, which we got told to kind of, yeah. So we kind of pushed the Violence Club out, changed it to VK. But even before that, we were messing with some names. Like, I think one of the contenders were Kicks and Flips, because Sammy does the flips, and I was like, well, I don't do any kicks, so what's the point?
Yeah.
And even now, we're still kind of trying to work on a new name. Because I feel like especially since we've been tagging together, because we've been tagging for just over a year now. So I think we had the first match against Circus of Pain at the VCW's Heatwave show, I think it was called, which is in August 2022. So we've been tagging for just over a year now. And I've said to Sammy, I think we need to kind of change the way, like, not just wrestling, but like even with the VK name, I think we've kind of surpassed that. And like I said, I love Sound of Bits, and any creative ideas we've got for each other, we just kind of bounce off each other. And a lot of people have said that, why are we tagging together? It's for fun. Like, I get to go in the ring with one of my best friends and just have fun with wrestling. And like, for me, that's what wrestling should be about. It's just having fun. Like, if you're not enjoying wrestling, for me, it's like, there's been multiple times where, like, if I'm not having fun, then I don't see why I should keep going. I feel like it's a chore to do it. So for me, like, wrestling's all about having fun. And the fact that I get to have fun with my best friends in the ring is like, it's something which not a lot of people get to do. And it's just a special moment for me. Like, every time me and Sammy go out there, like, we're always pumping each other out just before we go through the curtain. We're always trying to have one of the best matches of the night.
Yeah.
We just, like, me and Sammy, it's just especially with Sammy, because like the path he's been going on is just incredible for me. Like, we kind of have like the same kind of story in a way. and just seeing the way Sammy's grown, especially like over the last year, for me it's incredible. And like, yeah, I can't big up Sammy Philips enough. Like, he's gone through a lot of shit, and I respect him for it, for finding the motivation to still keep going through it. And he's just honestly like, I'd have it, Sammy Philips next year. He's going to be a completely different Sammy Philips he is now. And yeah, VK, like, I can't tell you what's going to happen for the future for us, but as long as I'm having fun, as long as Sammy's having fun, like, for me, that's what I care about with VK.
Yeah, it's fair enough. I mean, it always does seem like you two have fun in that ring. You know, it's been good to watch you two evolve into this killer team, if you will. You know, like booking the matches for VCW now, pretty much being the GM or whatever. You know, I always wanted to give you two that opportunity, because I know it wasn't really happening. You know, you both spoke to me about VK wanted to team up, so I was like, right, I'm going to give you two the opportunity. And every time, to be fair, you have ran with it. You know, you had this thing with BXB for a bit. You know, you both teams done excellent in that little feud that I put you in, and you both excelled. And then, you know, as of late, a couple of weekends ago, you went against the Virus, Adam Carter, Tom Fairman. Watching that match, yeah, I probably would say that is the match of the night. That's my opinion. But yeah, you two together are electric. You know, if there was ever
No,
like,
like,
yeah, both electric.
just
And
bounce off each other. Like,
yeah,
I think that's the thing with us. We just kind of bounce off each other. And I think that's why the crowd are kind of behind us as well. Just because, like, the way we act with each other, like I said, we bounce off each other, which then gets us energetic, which then kind of feeds back off into the crowd and the fans energetic as well. And like, that's what I love about the team, is like we just feed off each other. And it's just, for me, it's one of the best experiences in the world.
yeah, definitely. So obviously, after COVID as well, you also was able to capture another championship bout, which was the Pro Wrestling Carnage Outbreak Championship bout. So let's talk about that just a little bit. So you won the title. Where is your head
Mm-hmm.
up from there?
So Carnage has always been. I said this when I did the interview with Kai for Carnage as well. It's one of the promotions which I love working at. Just like all the boys backstage, like who they bring in, it's an incredible atmosphere which you don't get for a lot of locker rooms. I've been in locker rooms before where I'm just kind of like, right, well, this guy, this little click by here, and it's just right. Okay, well, I guess I'm by myself then. But for Carnage especially, like the locker room is just incredible. Like everyone just, again, just bounce off each other. Um, Especially like if you haven't seen some of the boys in a while as well. Like it's incredible to see like everyone just come together. It's like in a very cringy way. It's like it's a big happy family. Um, so for Carnage, like the fact they trusted me with the Outbreak belt, I really wanted to kind of show everyone why I was trusted to have the Outbreak Championship. Um, and yeah, like with just the fact I got the opportunity and some of the guys I wrestled, like from the top of my head, Darcy to Kill, Bevan. Like Bevan was definitely one of my favorite guys wrestling for that championship. I wrestled Luke James and Mikey Fine, the triple threat. Again, one of my funnest matches I had in Carnage. But no, the fact that they trusted me, it just meant so much to me, especially at that point of my career, because I wasn't getting as many opportunities. And the fact, like I said, the fact they trust me to all about it was just absolutely incredible for me, because it just shows that, okay, well, all of the work I have been putting, especially after COVID, is paying off slowly. And yeah, like all the guys at Carnage, I've always said to them, like, I can't thank them enough. And like all the guys by there, like I love them to bits. And yeah, Carnage is definitely one of the um independent shows that is definitely going to go far. Like the match cards they have each time is just, I don't know how they do it, but like show after show, they just somehow make it bigger and better every show they do. Yeah, and just Carnage is definitely one of the places to be at the minute. And yeah, I just love it every single time I'm there. Like I say, I can never thank them enough, especially for the Outbreak Championship. And who knows what holds for me in the future with Carnage, but we'll see what happens with it.
Yeah, Carnage is a good company in Wales. If you haven't checked them out, do so. Right, so we have 10 minutes left, so we need to get going because I'm a cheapskate now. So you have had so far your career in No Mercy is one of these ones where it's something you should be watching, in my opinion, and in the opinion of a lot of people as well. Recently, you've been feuding with James Ellis, the Brilliance, if you will. There we go. And recently, as I said at the introduction, you was able to get the No Mercy Wrestling Combat Legacy title off him. Let's talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about James Ellis and what's next with you for this title. With this title now, is there anybody you'd like to defend it against? Are you going to be a defending champion, or what are you going to do?
So same thing as the Carnage Outbreak Championship. I said I'll defend it against anyone. And especially with this championship now, like for the better half of a year, I've been working, I've been grinding just to get an opportunity at this belt buyer. And for me, like whoever wants an opportunity to face me for the championship, I'm more than happy to give it to them because I know that a lot of people, especially No Mercy, they work so hard and they never really get a chance to be seen. So like I am open to defend this against anyone. Like you name them, and I'll happily wrestle them. But just know that, like I said, for the better half of the year, I've said this time and time again that I failed every single time when an opportunity was in front of me. Like we'll go back to a year when me and Shane Hooker faced in the Iron Cobra final, and I came up short. And then ever since then, it was just downfall after downfall. Facing Elijah, one of my personal favorite matches I've ever had. Facing Adam Carter and Kelly Six at the start of this year, failing again, being eliminated first. And then obviously, first time getting an opportunity this against Mike Bird and Ellis, failing then, and then finally getting the one-on-one match, failing again. Whoever wants this championship, I'm more than happy to give it to them. But just know that I worked my ass off just to get an opportunity with this belt. And now that I've got it, if you think that's going to just slip right off my shoulder, then definitely not. Because I put everything out there every single time I wrestle, especially with the last match between me and Ellis when I did beat him for the championship. I threw my career out on the line.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely going through that. And then just, no. Yeah, for me, whoever wants an opportunity, I'm more than happy to defend it. But just know that I won't go down without a fight. I worked hard to get this championship, and I'm not letting it go so easily.
There we go. Fight and talk by the new champion there. Once again, No Mercy. Go and check them out. They are on Facebook. They're on YouTube as well with their matches. They're on Premier streaming service online. They're pretty much everywhere. So I'll definitely go and check them out because they're a good promotion around South Wales as well. I had a message off James Ellis when he found out about you coming on, and he wanted me to just say this to you pretty quickly. It's either a 6-man tag where I have been abandoned or a no DQ match where the advantage goes to yourself. This is you. Due to the fact No Mercy management have targeted James Ellis. Have they? You are not better than the Brilliance. And one day soon, I am pretty sure I'll wrestle you once again and beat you like I have many times before. Having said that, I know for a fact when you two first went against each other at Slam Down Wrestling, you kicked his ass.
I did, and I've still got that championship, which I beat him for. I still got the championship, which I beat him for, hanging on the wall. The Tracks Championship. I mean, Alice, like,
but to be, let's face it, you two since then, you have both improved a lot. So things have changed.
Yeah, 1,000%. 1,000%. And like, especially with Ellis, like, he has improved. Like, and luckily I've got to watch the way he's improved. And he is just one of the hottest things on the UK scene right now. So the fact I got to wrestle him, especially for this championship, like I've got to wrestle Ellis a few times in the past, and like just seeing the way he grows is incredible. But at the same time, the fact that Ellis is saying that he was screwed out of this championship is no. Ellis, the thing is that you agreed to that match. You agreed to the no DQ rules, so it's nothing to do with No Mercy management. It is all about you and your ego, thinking that you're the best there is. I'll give you it. You are one of the best in the UK right now. But it's just plain and simple. You agreed to the match. I threw out my career on the line, and the heartbeat doesn't stop. I keep saying I don't stop till I'm dead. And it's true. And the thing is, I was just the better man that night. You got on your head, and I took advantage of it. I hit you with a TKO. I hit you with a frog splash. And just that night, I was better than James Ellis. So you can say about management all you want, but we'll cross the line at some point down the road. But until then, I am happy to represent No Mercy with the Combat Legacy Championship. So if you want another rematch in the future, let's do it.
Get in line, pal.
Yeah.
Right. So quickly, where can we see you next, or throughout the next, well, for the rest of the year, for the next few months? Where can we see you?
So for the rest of the year, then going into 2024 as well, you'll be able to see me in a few different places. You'll be able to see me in Ringland, depending if this comes out before or after. It'll be this Sunday.
It should do, but we'll see.
Yeah. So the 19th of November, I'm pretty sure that's the date for it. But you'll be able to see me in Ringland for VCW. You'll be able to see me in Ardwest across various different dates in December. And especially going into next year as well. You'll be able to see me back in No Mercy, happily defending my championship. And then a few different promotions, which at the minute is on a bit of a hush for me, just for a few surprises. But yeah, that's where you can see me at the moment. But like I say, going into next year now, I'm looking to expand, grow even more than I have this year, and I'm gonna be even more of a better wrestler than I was this year. So yeah, definitely keep up with the story because it's not end anytime soon.
Nice. So there we go. So that's where this episode of Q Balls Bearded Rambles, Q hyphen board, because due to reasons, Q hyphen ball Bearded Rambles comes to an end. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for coming on. Kenny Mantra, the new No Mercy Combat Legacy champion. That's been
Well,
Kenny
thank you for having me.
That whichever bloody way it is, he's been Kenny Mantra, the heartbeat of professional wrestling. I've been the beer drinking, heavy metal listening, bold-headed brawler keyboard. And see you in the next one. Hashtag. He's not going to do it. Hashtag, yeah.